Oh, man. Like dust at dawn. It's car karaoke. Oh man, they just don't make seats even like this anymore, you know?
What's that sign say?
Yeah, I'm not missing another opportunity to ride in one of your sweet rides ever again. This is a great way to ride off into the sunset, brother. Like, this is... My father-in-law had a 67 Chevelle Super Sport with 26,000 original miles on it. And he'd take it out on the weekends a little bit, you know? And this kind of reminds me of that in a way.
Well, it is, you know, I'll bore you with the history of it. That's called the A-frame for GM. This is the first one, half year 64. And John DeLorean designed this.
Nice.
And he was an engineer, and he became head engineer for GM because of this. And all of those 442s and Chevelles and so forth are on this frame.
Nice.
So this is the very first of the muscle cars, truly. That whole era began.
That's awesome. Yeah. Now, is he the same DeLorean as the vehicle as well?
Yeah, John DeLorean.
Nice.
Yeah.
You know, being by Detroit, you know, we saw all the Cobras and Shelbys, and they converted them all up there. It was pretty cool seeing all that. But and then they had the proving grounds, not too far from where I lived in Kalamazoo. Test all the vehicles and stuff out there. That was pretty sweet.
Well, it's been fun. You know, only had it since yesterday, and it seems like about every hour I got a bunch of people stopping at the house taking a look at it and all. Enjoying it as much as I do, you know.
Well, you just don't see these either. I mean, I've been at all these car shows. I haven't seen this. And that guy was totally checking out your car when you got out of it. I mean, he walked around the back. He was looking at the whole thing. I was chuckling on the live stream. Oh man, what a ride! What a ride! Sing with it just for today, never tomorrow. The good Lord will take you away. With it, sing for the year. Laugh to sing. Sing with it just for today. It's a lot more activity down here.
Oh yeah,
It's picking up. They open up any other new places over here, or new restaurants reopening, or
no? But they there's a lot of people with trailers and temporary locations and old business names starting back up here and there.
I heard that Lighthouse Cafe on Sanibel is moving next to Dairy Queen.
Oh yeah.
I heard the Island Cow is rebuilding. But
I just can't keep up with it all.
There's so many that have sold too, and I think a lot of these condos are going to wind up selling.
A lot of them.
Yeah.
And there's still many that are going to get torn down.
Yeah.
A lot of the people don't even know it yet.
Well, that one where I was just checking out, it's green back there, not too far from the pink shell.
Right.
That one definitely looks like that. They're going to scrap that one.
I saw when you were on the live, I saw that one. I was going to mention that it's coming down.
Yeah, that one doesn't look like it's worth fixing at that point. Too much structural damage.
Yeah,
too.
well, the unfortunate part is that people are getting poor guidance. They're doing a big cleanup on their property that costs them $4 or $5 million, and then they do some repairs that cost them another handful of millions. And then somebody at the town will stop them and say, you know, you need a permit for all of this. And they get a permit, or they attempt to get a permit, and they have to have engineering. And the engineer tells them, you can't rebuild this. So by the time they get that information, we're 10 months down the road, and they've dumped $15 million into a dead-end project. Now, it gets worse. Because say you have 50 or 60 condos. Well, all of those people have to agree on what to do next. And to get an agreement out of 40 or 50 poorly positioned people is impossible.
Yeah, exactly. And they take advantage of that. That's how these companies are coming in, swooping in.
That's
because
right.
They're trying to scare them too by saying they all have to pay an extra 150 grand or something.
150 million.
Well, I mean, on some of these down here on Bonita Beach for those little condos,
Right.
you know. And of course, you're going to have a few people that are like, I don't want to do that, and so they have to get everybody to agree or not. You know, it's sad, but it's the reality of the situation too. Unfortunately, we might not like it, but you know, everything was altered with that storm, and you know, you can't put the genie back in the bottle, unfortunately.
Yeah, and again, it's kind of, I don't know, emotional, political. I look at all the posts on Facebook and this and that, and people go, hurrah, such and such a restaurant is going to open back up. And they open up in a non-taxable RV, and the owners don't live on the beach, and the employees making the hot dogs don't live on the beach.
Yeah, so it
And I
doesn't
go-
help the community at all.
I go, okay, well, what did that do for us? It attracted more traffic from out-of-towners that have no place to spend their money on our beach.
Yeah.
I'd really almost say, all right, let's close the beach for 2 years. See you later.
So much to be done. Even out on Sanibel too, just, you know.
Yeah, oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
But unfortunately, a lot of people that make decisions are not making the decisions with the community in the best interest. They're doing it for their own interest.
Yeah,
And
that's
that's
very true.
You know, that's why people like you are probably in that, getting involved in stuff like that too, is because you're not able to be bought. You know what I mean?
You know, I ran for town council, I guess it was 5 years ago. And, you know, I lost. But it's plainly because I just absolutely had a naive approach that I might slip in there, but I can't be bought. And then I realized, geez, everybody's bought.
Yeah.
It's a shock. It was a shock to my system.
Well, when I just watched what they've done to Estero over there, that has to be people are bought, because there's no reason for you to ruin that beautiful little town the way they're ruining it. You know, and there's not the infrastructure to handle all the traffic and all those things. And, but, you know, man, what a sweet ride, though. You're hitting me with your best shot. Oh, yeah.
Sit around lugging, I guess.
Hey, just burning off that dust in there. You know, my brother, when I first got my first car, he told me to every once in a while run it up to about 150, burn off all that carbon off the engine and stuff, and it worked nicely, actually. I did one time go so fast on the highway up in Michigan that I blew through 3/4 of a tank of gas in about a 15-mile stretch, and ran out and just coasted, you know, for a long time, because we were going pretty fast.
Wow. You know, I use that same method on each of my 3 marriages, too. Just make her so mad every once in a while. Kind of clear things out. And then we get the best of relationships all cleared out for the longest time.
Hey, sometimes, you know,
You know, yeah.
sometimes you got to go through hell to find heaven. Or Hurricane Ian to find paradise.
Yeah.